Right, recording. That's cool. Hey, look, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Magic Moments Movement Zoom. This is a weekly event, and it is. Look, I'll be honest with you, it is my favourite event of the week. The reason being is I get excited about it, and the reason is we get to share with people what it is we do. And when I say that, I'm talking about people that are not necessarily feeling passionate or purposeful in what they're doing in their daily grind. People that are feeling like they're meant for more, something bigger. And I'm not talking about mass money or fast cars. I'm talking about something, although, that's not a bad fringy that comes along with working with our company, but more about feeling that you have purpose and mission in your life, and that you're aligned with who you are and in what you're doing. And we get to share with people, as I said, that those type of people, not just what we do, but more importantly, why we do it. It's very easy to get up, go to work, not necessarily love what you do every day, feel completely exhausted, go home, and find that you don't have any sense of true purpose, and actually believe that the only thing you can do is get up, go to bed, get up and do it all over again. And it's very easy to find that we can feel like we've sold out. We've sold out on our souls, our dreams, our visions. We've sold out on our family. We've sold out on ourselves and our personal time. And the only way we can sort of, I guess, put ease in our hearts about that is to tell ourselves some bullshit story around, well, everyone else is doing it, right? So, there's that safety in numbers. So, and there it is. A decade later, you're doing what you were doing for the last decade. You're not feeling fulfilled, and you're on this treadmill. So, tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to inspire you with a possible plan B. Something that's going to allow you to dream again. And I'm going to be real honest with you. This may or it may not be to you, and that's okay. You might be listening in and think, this is not my thing, but I know someone who might be interested in this, and that's really cool. But what I do want to really encourage you to do is just sit back and have a listen, and just have a think to yourself, well, what if, what if I could be working with like-minded people, mission-driven people, people that want to serve onto other people. What if I could earn a little bit of extra money to bring into the household, just to take a bit of financial pressure off, and not having to dump my full-time job in that process, what if I could be working with people and be surrounded by people and connecting with people that are fueling my flame? And I love the way Will Smith puts it. He says, people, the people you're surrounding yourself with, fueling your flame or pissing on it. So what if you didn't have that in your life? What if you could choose your tribe? What if things could be different? What if things could be better? How would your life look like then? So I encourage you to, as I said, to just sit back and think about that as you're hearing what you hear tonight. We normally share with everyone. We sort of use this opportunity to share with everyone our product, our brand, Juice Plus, our nutritional support. And we even listen out for someone's story, someone who's used Juice Plus and has a story to share. And look, they're just testimonials. It's someone's personal experience. We've got a mountain of independent clinical research that supports Juice Plus, to prove what it does inside the body. But that's sort of what we normally do. But tonight we've got an amazing guy that I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm tripping over my words just trying to get to him. And he's got limited time, and I not only want to respect his time, but I want to get the most of his time. So in short, we have a product. It's fruits, veggies and berries in a capsule. We do the same thing for an Omega blend. We have the same version in soft chews, and we have a complete shake which covers our macronutrients. If you want to learn more about that, just get back in touch with the person that invited you onto this Zoom, or if you're watching this as a recording, just get back in touch with the person that shared this recording with you. And they can give you all the information about what Juice Plus is, why it's so amazing, and how it's proven to support our health. But I really want to just get a wriggle along and get to our main man, our main guest. But before I do that, I just want to share just a little bit about the company and what it is we do. So our company has been around for 47 years, so it's basically a shit long time. You know what I mean? It's a long time. It's a huge organisation, so we get Juice Plus out to over 35 countries around the world. It's a big deal. The company, we like to say we're the company with a heart, and when I say that, the reason I say that is our mission is purely to inspire healthier living around the world. And I remember when I first heard that, I was like, okay, well, that doesn't seem very gutsy. But the longer I've spent with the company, the more people that have been in contact sharing our brand of nutrition who have a health need or are in a health crisis and are looking for a catalyst for change. Even people that have joined me on my mission to improve their lifestyle by improving others. The idea of a company whose mission is to inspire healthy living around the world is amazing, and it means so much to me, and I'm really proud to be a part of it. The founder, Jay Martin, is still the man behind the mission. So we've got a company that's done over 10 billion. I think it's coming up to about $15 billion in sales. It's completely debt free. The company's privately held. Jay Martin's still the man behind the mission. He hasn't gone and sold out and allowed people to buy shares in the company. He is a family man and is invested in supporting the people who want to spread his word of good health. So I think that's a really amazing thing, and I just want to share that with you. So what I want to share with you is this. Our business is simple, and it's like our brand of nutrition. Our nutrition is fruits and vegetables in a capsule. It's not hard to get. You've got a capsule, you've got fruits and vegetables, it's combined. Our business is just the same. And when I say that, what I mean is the company does all the hard work, and it allows people like myself to do what I love doing, and that is just going out and helping on people, caring on people, loving on people. So when I say that, I mean the company has created Juice Plus. They grow it, they juice it, they dehydrate it, they encapsulate it. In fact, they spend millions of dollars every year having independent institutions scrutinise Juice Plus, our brand, just to prove that it does something good inside the human body. So that's putting the company's neck on the chopping block year after year. And to date, I think we've got over 35 studies, so it's really amazing. The company stocks all the product. They ship it directly to my customers. They handle payments on behalf of my customers. They even pay me and my team directly into our chosen bank accounts on the 10th of each month. So that whole nightmare behind business doesn't exist for me, and it's a really cool thing. They have an amazing business coaching program, and we like to say it's really a personal development program disguised in a business, and I really believe it because what I know and what I've learned with this is unless I'm growing myself, there's stuff all chance of me growing this business. And this business is about me serving onto other people and growing them. So if I can't do that for myself, I can't ripple that onto other people. So I really love that, and I'm proud to be a part of that. The company has a head office in Newcastle. They're an amazing support team in Newcastle. And for $165, we get all of that, plus our own website and a back-end office, a virtual office to run our business. So as I said, what I get to do is focus on talking to people. I literally get to go out there and connect with people or reconnect with people and build relationships with people. And it's crazy, really, that I get paid to listen out for people's needs, whether it's their health needs, where I can offer them a nutritional support, and even to share with their family to upgrade their entire family's health from a nutritional and cellular level. But I also have a business or lifestyle opportunity to offer people who are looking for some change and looking for a new direction in their life with more purpose. So that's a really cool thing, and I really love how we get paid. We get paid in really three really cool ways, and there's money on the table for everybody. It's just if you want to grab it, you've got to go and grab it, which is really cool. Now we get paid in retail sales profits. That's really easy to understand. If you market Juice Plus to somebody, if you share it with them and they go, yeah, I want to use this, the company will handle all payments and they'll pay me a retail sales profit for that. And everybody, no matter what position they are in the company, earn the same retail sales profit. So it's a really cool thing. We have commissions, and that's based on team performance. So what I love about that, it rules out us being a sign-up club. So it doesn't matter how many people I bring into my team, unless I'm supporting and nurturing them to grow themselves, to grow their business simply by carrying on and improving other people's health and lifestyle, it's not going to serve me any. And I'll be quite honest with you from a financial point. So it's not a sign-up club. We are a relationship business, and I really love that. It's not only with our customers, but with the people we work with. And we also get paid in bonuses. And bonuses, they're a really cool thing because it's a teach-to-teach bonus incentive, if you like. And by that I mean the company has a what we call a fast track program, to get your business up and running. So there's some goals you can kick, in a short space of time, within your first year to really build your business. And by achieving that, so if I sponsored someone and they achieve that, the company pays some really cool bonus money on top of the retail sales profits. They also pay me the same bonuses for supporting that person to do that. So that's a really cool thing. And so on. Any of my team, I can teach them to do the same for somebody else, and it happens for them. So they'll get the bonus money as well as their new team member. So it's just that the culture and the flow-on effect with this is, I smile about it all the time. It's just unreal. And I kick myself all the time that I haven't, invested more into myself and into this business because of that. But, we all learn things and grow at a different pace, and that's how it is for me. So what I want to do is, if you want to learn more about the business, again, get back in touch with the person that's either invited me onto the Zoom or sharing this recording with you. But what I want to do is I really want to move on and introduce our guest, Sonny Gamer. Sonny Gamer, I asked him to send me his bio, and it basically was this. It was Sonny Gamer, father of two, multiple business owner, 13 years in traditional business, and I know he's going to sort of elaborate or share more about that with you, and 6 years in the online space, which is, a big part of what we do. And he's all about health and wellness and advocating and encouraging that. That was the bio he sent me. Sonny, mate, if someone said, who's Sonny? I just say, I've met Sonny. I've seen Sonny over the years at conventions, our annual conferences. Haven't chatted with you that much. This conference, and I guess I chatted to you at the last conference, but not a lot. This conference, I reached out to you, and I've already reached out to your wife, Val, who supported us on one of these Zooms as well. And she was just amazing. You've done well, mate. You've married well, a beautiful person. But I can say the same about Val. She's married a beautiful guy. I just love when I contacted you to say, hey, listen, would you like to jump on and share your story? You were quick to the return of the message and said, yep, absolutely, let's do it, rock and roll. And we've had some great conversations, not just at conference, but since then anyway. So I'm going to spotlight you, mate, and bear with me, because when I spotlight, I seem to jump all over and miss the spotlight. So I'm hoping I'm going to get you here. Spotlight, Sonny. I'm going to unmute. Or have you done that for yourself? Where are you? You've gone.
Yeah, now I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good, mate. So, Sonny, mate, thank you. And I really mean that. Thank you so much for jumping on and giving us your time. And we really appreciate it, and you're a legend for doing it. What I would love for you to share is, without constructing it too much, what I would love to hear from you is that lifestyle you had in your traditional business. What attracted you to our business? I mean, if you had successful businesses going on before that, what was going on in your life where this sort of struck a chord in your heart? Because I know at the start, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is about building relationships and building a solid residual income slowly. So obviously, for you to look at this, you're saying, well, hang on. You must have said to yourself, hang on, there's not much money here up front compared to what I'm doing, but something pulled you there. And you are now, as you shared with me today, and you can share this more, is you've actually gotten rid of those businesses a year ago, and you're doing this full time and shooting from your heart. I'd love you to share what life is like for you now, why you made that shift, and what your future, how you see that, with our I don't love the word opportunity, and I love it, at the same time I love it, but it's a lifestyle, right? It's a gift for what we have, and as we heard on the weekend, so brilliantly, it's more of a responsibility. So I'm going to now actually literally mute myself, shut up, so you can, chat away and share with us.
Hey, thanks so much for, even having me on the call, because Paul, you've been around a while, and one thing I love about this company and the people in it is the longevity. Some of my mentors in terms of life and business, a majority from Juice Plus, and the people I've met in this company, the people that have been around for 10, 15, 20 years. So, and that's one of you blokes, Paul. So thanks so much. And, the funny thing is, you message me, go, mate, shoot me a bio. And I'm just like, well, I'm just a normal everyday dude. I'm a bloke who grew up in Newcastle, New South Wales. I was born in Coffs Harbour, and I met a girl overseas, and she ended up dragging me back to Perth. And here I reside for the last 13 years now. And somehow I've ended up with two beautiful kids and a beautiful lifestyle. That I think I've ended up with way more than I ever bargained or ever thought I would actually get, So I started with my wife, and I must say I was forced onto the product because I didn't really understand. It was like fruits and veggies in the capsule. Like, why would I need that? You know, I have a salad at lunch and I eat a banana and an apple. Why would I need it? But, you know, and I mean this nice, ladies, like happy wife, happy life, you know. So I went along with it all, and, you know, my wife got the capsules out every morning when I got up for work at 4:30 and went out, and I had a construction company, right? And that was the deal. Got up, took my capsules, went to work. Now, this was back in 2012, right? So over over the first 9 months of us taking the product, we had some really profound transformations. More so me. I'll elaborate a little bit more on that. But over the first 9 months, I found myself just referring the product. My mum had heard about Juice Plus years before, especially being head office in Newcastle, of all places, where I grew up. My mum knew about it, and, you know, her being in her 60s, she wanted something for her arthritis and whatnot. So she started on the product, and then some friends of mine and some mates that I play basketball with and socialise with, and some workmates, they kept on sort of asking, as, you know, I started this health transformation the first sort of 6 to 9 months, and I started just referring the product. So the lady that we, you know, got our product off, we literally saw a fridge magnet on a friend's, you know, fridge. And my wife just messaged her and said, yeah, we'll take, you know, some fruit, veg and berries and the free, you know, children's chews. And that's how we got started. So we ended up referring all these people, and this lady, Abby, she kept on messaging my wife saying, you know, there's a business attached to this. Would you like to have a look at it? Now, you know, at the time, 2012, I was 7 years into my traditional business. So I had a construction company. Back in 2005, I started with a cement mixer and shovel, and by 2012, I was heavily in debt. I was probably around about 300 grand in debt. I had a couple of bobcats, a couple of diggers, a truck, you know, anywhere from 5 to 10 guys, depending how busy we were. And I was stuck in the grind. Now, you don't know what you don't know, right? So I was just in the thick of it, you know. I bled for this company. I bled for this business. It paid for our bills. It paid for a pretty good lifestyle, I'll be honest with you. Went on holidays once or twice a year to Bali with the kids, you know, paid my mortgage. We lived comfortably. But one thing that I was not getting is time. Right, you know, if you know anything about small business, it's hands-on all the time. So I was doing my, you know, anywhere from, you know, 6 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon, and then when the kids went to bed, I'd have the paperwork on my lap in front of the TV, and Val would be next to me watching whatever we're watching, and that was life, right? That's small business, especially when the GFC hit as well. It was even tougher. So, you know, I didn't know any different, and I wasn't looking for a business model. I never knew anything like this existed. I didn't know anything about creating an online presence or a business or Zoom or any of this stuff. This is all really foreign just a few years ago. But, you know, what I couldn't deny is that when this lady kept on saying to my wife, Val, you know, there's this business that you could, you know, attach to your everyday lifestyle and work it in and around your life, right? It took a few prods before I had to actually say, right, well, let's just get this bird over. Let's get her in the lounge room. I'll have a look at it, but I'm pretty sure I'll probably just shut it down, and she'll never message us again to have a look at it. So Abby came over with her husband and her kids, and we just started to connect and chat. And you know what? I just found normal people like Val and I. And then I heard of what Abby had actually created from home with 3 kids, right, with 3 small children, and the income she started to provide for her family. And I was just like, my God, this is actually incredible. And we were coming up in a time where my wife, you know, was soon to be going back to work. And that was the thing. I didn't know what Val was going to do, right? What was going to be something where the kids didn't have to be in before school care or after school care. That was one thing I did not want. I didn't want my kids being raised by daycare. So, you know, we were tossing around different ideas, but nothing really presented itself that gave us that time freedom, that leverage. And so, you know, that sort of really popped up and ticked our box in terms of this business model. And then at the same time, we couldn't deny that the product actually works. Now, I don't know, you know, Paul, over the years, we've chatted a bit, but you might not know my story in terms of, you know, me having 2 heart surgeries and going through a lot in my last 36 years. So I was born with a defaulted aorta valve, and also I've got what's called a bicuspid valve in my heart. Everybody's got a tricuspid valve. I've got two valves in my heart, and blood just gushes in and out. So when I was born in Coffs Harbour, they actually said to my mum, there's no chance I'd ever survive. And they chopped me down to Camperdown Hospital in Sydney and just said, nah, say your last words and that'll be that. And somehow I made it to the age of 5. And they cut me open under the rib cage, and they took out the two valves, replaced them with plastic valves. And then over the next 6 weeks, they'd realised they'd made a mistake. So they rushed me back into emergency, and then they sliced open my back, went through my back and did it again, right? So I've just battled through this. I don't know any different. I've just been through it. Every year that I used to go and travel overseas and work overseas, I had to come home, get my heart checkup done. I don't know any different. But when Val decided that we'd go on this product, right, I didn't know anything about the research or anything like that. So you can imagine, to my amazement, after 18 months on the product, when I had my annual heart checkup, I went to my surgeon, my cardiovascular surgeon. He said, there's a massive change in your heart health. I was like, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, have a look at this. And he rolled out the data over the last 10 years, and there's a significant increase. He's like, what have you been doing differently? I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. So I'm sitting there going, well, I still have a beer with the lads. I like a glass of wine. I still have a pizza and a burger with the lads. I'm a normal bloke. I try and keep healthy, but I'm a normal bloke. And I was like, oh, that's right. My wife's got me taking this stuff called Juice Plus. So he started to research, and that's when he found those 35, double-blinded placebo medical journals that Paul was talking about. So that was sort of like, 18 months in. And I say that because I know the product changes lives, right? That's a fact. It's completely changed my life. But I honestly feel that this business model changes more lives, directly and indirectly. Because what's happened since then, since I've built the belief in the product, since my heart transformation and my health transformation, I was scheduled in for my third heart surgery in 2015, and my surgeon actually cancelled it. And instead of yearly checkups, they put my next checkup back to 2019. They put a 5-year wait on it. So next year I get my first heart checkup done in 5 years. And that's life-changing, right? When I had to go back to my kids, and every year they ask me like, oh, Dad, are you okay? I'm like, you wouldn't believe it. I'm good as gold. Like, I'd have to go back to the doctors till 2019. Like, that completely transformed our life. But when we said yes to this business, I didn't know, but that was more so a huge catalyst of change for our ultimate direction and vision for our life and what we want to do with our kids. So, when Abby came over that night and we saw just a normal, everyday family just like us that had said yes to this, you know what? I thought we could do this. I thought, why not? And for $165, I was like, it's a no-brainer, right? At the time, I was almost $400,000 in debt. And straight away, Abby just put a plan into place where, we could have this business in cash flow positive within the first 30 days. So it was Val, my wife, who actually said yes to the business. She said yes, and I thought, that's her thing. She can go and do that. She's sorted. Great. She's found a bit of purpose, a bit of passion, stay-at-home mum, other mums she can link up with, and she was loving it. And like Paul said, this business has a lot of personal development wrapped around it. It's truly incredible, the transformations you can see in and around this community. And after a month of Val being around the community and the people in it, my wife actually changed that much in such a positive way. I was like, I'm going to actually join her in this mission. I'm going to grab my own franchise and I'm going to run with this with her. So that's when Val and I decided to go on this mission together, and that's what we've been building since 2013. Now, I didn't know where it was going to lead to. I just knew that there was an amazing company, an amazing product that I wholeheartedly believed in, and amazing people in it. So what happened over the next, 5-6 years changed everything for us and the kids. So as my wife and I, we started to build this just one step in front of the other, reaching out, connecting with people. In the beginning, guys, I got to admit, we built this business in our backyard. We just invite people over. We talk about people's testimonies and transformations and how it could help them. And that's all we wanted to do. because I guarantee you, if you're watching the recording, you're on this now, go through your phone list, think about the people you love and care about. I guarantee you would know 3 to 5 people that could do with a health upgrade. I guarantee you know 3 to 5 people that could do with extra income to pay for bills, to pay for an extra holiday, to give away to charity, whatever it might be, right? So we knew these sorts of people. And so as this started to unfold, I'll never forget it. One school holidays, Val was at home, all school holidays with the kids. Other kids were in vacation care. Other mums were like working full-time, parents working full-time. Val spent all month, all two weeks of school holidays at home. And for the month, her paycheck came out as if she was full-time working at her old job at a lawyer's secretary where she used to work. And I was just like, this is absolutely phenomenal. And the penny just switched. I was just like, this is incredible. Like, here is a business model where you don't hold product, you don't stock it, you don't have to ship it, you don't have to worry about anything. All you are is the messenger, right? You connect the person to the product, you share your story, you share other people's stories, and that's it. And that's when things really started to click for me as a business model, because I was like, I'm working 70 hours a week here, busting my gut out. And for what? And I was like, how much longer can I actually do this for, right? And when I started to look at my life 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, I was like, I won't be able to do this into my 50s and 60s. There's no chance at all. I'm heavily in debt. I'm stressed out. This isn't really looking good long term. So that's when we started to adjust our way of thinking and thinking, well, you know what? Instead of this just being Val's little thing, what if this could be something for our future as a family, right? And that's when we really started to look at this as an exit strategy. And, people in this industry and in this company started to talk to me like, well, what's your exit strategy, Sonny? How are you going to create the leverage to have more, freedom and time with your kids? I'd never understood the word leverage. There's no such word as leverage in small business, right? There's no such words as time, freedom, or anything like it in a small business, especially in construction in WA. If you know what happened in WA a few years ago, it all went down the drain with the mining industry. So, all these things started to play on my mind. And I'll never forget it. Like Paul said, this doesn't have to be about the fast cars and the nice watches and all that. If that's what it is, for you, then fantastic. But for me, it was about providing for my family, having more time with my family and giving back. And when my wife hit one of the promotion levels, we were in a situation where we were able to give back in a huge way. And I'm an only child. My father passed away when I was 18, and all I've got is really my mum. And she was living over here, and she was in a bit of a financial struggle. And I'll never forget, like, we picked her up one day, we chucked her in the back of the car in between the kids, and we told her we're going to go to the park. We're going to hang out for a couple of hours, have a coffee, chill out. So we're driving down the street, and we pull up a couple of streets away from our house, far enough, but not too far away. And we pulled up in front of this house, and there was a for sale sign in front of the house with a sold sticker on it. She's mum's like, oh, look, there's a sold sticker. And I chucked her the keys, because with our Juice Plus income, we were able to put down a deposit and purchase my mum a house, which we now pay for. And so she now lives rent-free, mortgage-free, hassle-free for the rest of her life. And so she's crying in the back of the car and in between the kids. We're all crying. The whole car's a mess. But it was one of the greatest moments of my life. And I just don't know any other business model that you can build up part-time in your stolen moments. Like, we built this business on our couch with our mobile phones. We built it in the backyard, making green smoothies and showing people how to have and make healthier options, right? That's how we built this business. Now we get to build it even simpler and easier on Zoom, because you can connect and use these social platforms like Facebook and Instagram and all this sort of stuff. Doesn't even, like, I've got ladies, that are now in our community, and they're in their 50s and 60s, and they don't really know what they're doing on Facebook, but they're creating these businesses. It's ridiculous. But this is the world we live in now. Business has completely changed. And I always look back on that moment when I was able to do that for my mum, and that was just game-changing, life-changing. And I don't know any other business that you can create that on the side in your stolen moments. But from there, my vision grew. And it was like, you know what? Imagine if I could live a 4-day week and a 3-day weekend. Like, that would be wicked. I'd worked all these years in my business, and it was coming to my son, finishing his pre-primary. And so what we're able to do is I was able to back off my work. I took a pay cut from my business partner in my business, and I took every Friday off. So for a whole year, I spent every Friday with my son. I look back on that moment when he was 3.5 and 4, and that was the greatest thing. I dropped my daughter off and she was spewing, drop her off at school. I grabbed Quinton, my son, and we go fishing. You know, we go out and we just do anything he wanted to do for a whole year. And like, if I didn't do that, like, I'd never have that time back again. And this is the business that's created for me. But once again, my vision grew, and Val and I just thought, you know, what if this could be everything that, you know, most people only dream of? I never knew any of this existed. And fortunate enough, you know, through just sharing with more people and helping more people live a better life and a healthier life with this, March 2017, I literally got up. It was a Thursday. I got up at 5. I shook Val and I said, that's it. I'm chucking it in. And she didn't really know what was going on because it was 5 a.m. And I went in. I saw my business partner. I just said, mate, I'm tapping out. I'm done. I'm going to go full time with Juice Plus and what I want to create with my vision. And that was it. And so since then, I've been really fortunate enough to spend the last year and a bit at home as a stay-at-home dad now. I take the kids to school and I pick them up. I think we talked a little bit about this today, Paul. And you can't get back those moments, right? You know, my son's he's 7 now. I can't really remember what I was doing at 7, to be honest with you. You know, and it sounds a bit selfish, but I'll remember this for the rest of my life. You know, these are my moments now that I get to cherish as a dad, because once they're gone, they're gone. And I wouldn't be able to do this if I was still pushing around dirt in a digger or an excavator, right? I would not be able to do that. And that's what this business can deliver, right? But now the vision is stronger. It's bigger. Now we've got people in our team like Caitlin Field. She's 25. She's fully retired. She's living in Bali. We got Kim. She's 26. She just married the man of her dreams. She's moving to Canada. There's just people all over the joint. I got David Gall, a mate of mine, who just reached out a couple of years ago, and he's like, I need to buy a house. So we helped him put together a house deposit. These are the cool things that you're able to do and help people. I just had a girl over here called Angel. She's been over here and, you know, she was suicidal and on antidepressants, and her life was a ruins, and she was on the dole. Now she's got a great job, off her all her medication, you know, planning, you know, her future with her partner, and her extra income just now relieves that stress of paying the rent and living week to week, paycheck to paycheck. And that's the amazing thing. That is the amazing thing that, you know, I love about this opportunity and what we get to do in this business model. And that's why I honestly feel it gets to change more lives, right? You know, your health is going to change no matter what. It's just a byproduct of taking the world's best product, the world's most researched product. That's a fact. So I have that confidence when somebody says, you know, what are you doing, Sonny, with your health? I recommend it. And there's just no second questions. I know it's going to work on people. We've got the science to back that. But then to be able to offer people the business and to really transform their life and create that extra income, whatever it might be, to help them move forward in life, give them extra opportunities, more choices to say yes. Like, I don't even flinch at stuff now. Mates like, you want to go, you know, take a weekend off? Like, I've just got the PE. We've just moved into a new area about 18 months ago, and the PE teacher come up to me. He's a good mate now, and he's like, mate, do you want to come down south? All the other dads are working. I've got the holiday house ready to go. I'm like, great, I'll get the jet ski. We'll get the full piece wetsuits. We'll get the kids all decked out. We'll hit the river. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that before at all. And these are the moments. These are the things, you know, that I cherish now. So, you know, if you're watching the recording, if you're on here live now and you're thinking about it, like, I was so skeptical in the beginning. I was just so skeptical. I was just like, no chance. I was just used to clocking on, clocking off. Like, you know, you put your hours in, you get paid. You know, you work your 40, 50, 60 hours a week. You do your 40, 50, 60 years, and hopefully you get, you know, 4 to 6 weeks off a year if you're lucky. And that's what I was conditioned to, because I didn't know any different. But now I know, and I truly believe and know that there is a better way. Is it for everyone? I don't know. I'm not sure. Can anybody do it? Honestly, I feel so, as in yes, because I'm just a bloke from Newcastle. I didn't finish high school. I don't even know what my HSC score was. I didn't stick around long enough to even find out, right? But I had a passion for helping people, and I had a passion for creating a vision and a life for my wife and my family. And with this, we just run with it. and I just urge everybody to have a good, solid crack at it, because you know what? I think there's magic in everyone, and you just might surprise yourself and create something amazing, you know. And in the meantime, you're going to help a lot of people, directly and indirectly. It's such an amazing thing, Paul. That's me so far. You know what? I'm 5-6 years in, but I feel like we're just getting revved up. We're just getting started, buddy.
Sonny, you're a freak show. You're a freak show, mate. That was unreal. I was literally writing down notes, things that were hitting me, things that were hitting me that you, just in the beginning, you were naturally sharing it, you know, like as in people saw the change in you and Val and were attracted to it and asking about it, you know, and you were sending them back to Abby. I had the same thing with a new team up north in Kingscliff. She was the same. She did the shred. Her daughter lost 15 kilos doing it off the back with her. She did as well, but it wasn't about the weight loss. She didn't even share that with me till about a month later or 6 weeks later. She just loved feeling like she was being a good mum, upgrading her health and her family's health. And what happened there, she'd be walking downtown at the surf club and people were like, what are you doing? What's going on? And that's how she the same thing happened. She's saying, look, I've got some people who want you to juice plus. I said, you know what, I'm happy to do it, but this is something that you might do. She's got 2 cafes. She hates it. She's working around the clock. She's doing the cafe version of your construction business. And things just always get in the way, but she's now using this as a pathway. You touched on time, you know, having time, and that was something you didn't have before. I think, in all honesty, probably anyone excluding, you know, people that are retired, they've got a pension. We all know that lack of time thing, right? The business works, you know, you talk about the business working in and around our life. 100%, I agree. I know that because I live that with it, and it's amazing. And I love how you went over to Abby's because you had to see it to believe it. Now you have to hear someone's story and see that it was real, and that's really cool. And what I love about this is you don't need to be flying high at the top position in the company. You know, I'm drawn to people that have conviction, and they don't need to be at the top of the game. That means nothing, because people can be at the top of the game in anything, but their conviction might not be there. They might have lucked their way there or got themselves back there and now just living on their laurels, you know, resting on their laurels. But people in this company have conviction. I love that about this. Amazing. Your story, you know, is killer, mate. I didn't know. Yeah. So you said, I noticed, I didn't know that about your heart surgeries. That's wild. And I do actually want to stress is that's your story. You know, I would from hearing that, I'd never go around and go, oh look, I've got a mate, Sonny, and he had a double valve instead of 3 valves or whatever it was, and Juice Plus will fix your problems. We know the research says it improves skin health, gum health, boosts immune function, improves blood flow and circulation. You know, we know all these things about, you know, reduces homocysteine in the blood. We know all these physiological biomarkers that lead towards optimal health. But that's your story, and no one can take that away from you, and that's really cool. And I will share this story, not as a way of trying to, I guess, convince someone to Juice Plus, but just to share the story. This is the story, right? That's how it is. You want to talk to Sonny, ask him yourself. You know, that whole thing about average people living above average lifestyles. You know, I mean, yeah, it's not that you talk yourself down, mate. But you said it yourself. You know, you're just an average guy. Yeah, you didn't really do well at school. You didn't see this coming. You didn't see your future. You didn't even see what your life would be like right now. But it's happened for you. And you know, you said yourself, you know, is this for everybody? No. Could anybody do it? Well, you know, if I can be doing it and you can be doing it, well, 100%, right? We chatted around this, mate, and this company, when I started with it, Juice Plus came to Australia via the male personal trainer avenue, if you like. And I remember the first conferences I went to, there'd be 100 people, 85 of them were blokes, they were personal trainers. The girls that were there were probably partners of those personal trainers. Conferences last year, 1,400 people, 200 of them blokes, the rest were just frothing women. And as you know, the conference we just had, this business has been, and I don't say, when I say taken over, women have seen something in this and are doing it, you know. And it hit me on the weekend that I need to bring back the balls. I need to bring back my own balls, and I need to go out and connect with blokes who feel like they've lost their balls. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not talking about that, you know, thump on your chest, cauliflower, football ear, balls. I'm talking about blokes that feel like, you know what, I'm not living in my manhood. I'm not aligned with my femininity and my masculinity, and I'm not out there living in my potential. And that's happened for a lot of blokes. I mean, you were one of them, right? Like you get up, you're on that treadmill, you're not looking, you're not living. And so I know that there's more for me. I know that I wasn't put on this earth to be a personal trainer, and there's no way I can make it to 65 as a personal trainer and then one day shut up shop and go, wow, okay, guess I'm going on the pension because I don't have super, right? I was just a sole trader. In fact, I don't think I don't think I'm not going to be a 65-year-old personal trainer. I'm not going to get up, and I'll get up early, but it's not going to go train clients because I need to train clients. You know what I mean? And so I totally get that whole thing about you waking up, shaking bell at 5 o'clock in the morning going, I'm done, because that's exactly how I feel. So I really resonated with that, and I really appreciate hearing that part of your story, because it's put the fire in my belly. Why can't we have residual income? Just because they didn't teach us that at school, why can't we have it? Why not? Personal growth wasn't taught that at school either. No, I'm not knocking school. I'm just saying it wasn't in my mindset, just like yours. It wasn't in my belief pattern. It wasn't even in my mind to not even believe that in me. But why can't I have personal growth? Be the example, be the messenger. The company does all the hard work. All I've got to do is just pass on the message. I was talking about this today to a guy. I have a gift to offer, whether it be the product, the health, or our business as a lifestyle opportunity. None of my business what they do with the gift. I just hand out the gift. If they throw it back at me, I go, okay, that's their choice. It's none of my business. I don't take that personally. If they take the gift and put it on their shelf and do nothing with it, it's still none of my business. It's their choice, right? If they open the gift and go, hell, man, let's do this again. Well, I guess that time it becomes my business, right? So, but it's a really beautiful thing, it's just about having an open mind, I think, is what you were, right?
Yeah.
I loved your story about your mum, mate. And I'll tell you why. I lost my dad when I was 16 to heart disease. A stroke was what got him. Mum was committed to my dad, so she never remarried. When you shared about the house thing, mate, I'll be honest with you, the first thing that hit me was a bit of shame about what I haven't done for my mum, but it's also brought inspiration because my mum's lives on the pension. She's widowed. She'll die a widow. That's how she's chosen to live. But I want to teach her to get away from her money scarcity mindset. She'll still today sort of talk to me about, are you paying your mortgage and got all that? Or if I want to do something for it, no, you guys don't have the money for that. It's like, you know what? I just want to break that and go, live, woman, just live. And so I acknowledge you for what you and Val together have done for her. That is just incredible. Stolen moments, building the business in stolen moments. That's what you did, right?
Exactly.
For what you've achieved, that's huge to be able to do that as a side. Look, we hear this all the time. You choose your struggle, you choose your hard, right? It's a lot harder for me, just the idea of at 60, so I'm 46 now. So, in 20 years, the idea of doing what I'm doing day in, day out as a personal trainer and just being on that same grind, making no real difference, that's a lot harder than it is to have a bit of a side hustle, have a bit of initiative around my lifestyle, and work that little bit harder right now, because it's upfront work for a little bit of money, but in time it flips, right? And the money grows, it keeps coming in, you can't stop it. I don't think you could sabotage your team. There's no chance that you could bring them over, say, hey guys, listen, Val and I decided this product's bullshit, the business is a hoax. We're get out too, because what you've been able to inspire them to develop and provide for themselves, and in doing to achieve that, they've done that for other people. No one's going to turn away from that tens of thousands of dollars a month, are they? Passive income. You couldn't sabotage your business. Like but not showing up for a week at your building job, or me not showing up for a week at my PT, I could lose clients. Mm-hmm. So it's really something to think about. At the time with your son, I totally got that too. When each of my boys was born, I moved for the first year for both of them. I just moved clients off my Mondays, and that was Dad Day, of 1 day a week with them for a year. So I totally get that, and you're right. You can't get those moments back. And when you were saying, look, you don't remember what you were doing when you were 7, those moments, and I just believe this. I can't prove this in any way, but I believe that those moments they might not remember in those years, are investments into their, I know this sounds psychedelic, but it's inside their heart, it's inside their DNA, it's inside, you know, that it shaped it shaped my relationship with them, you know, and kids just know that shit. They know stuff, you know. So, mate, I want to say thanks so much. If anyone has any questions for Sonny, just shoot me an SMS or a message through Messenger. Mate, once again, thanks so much. You've just got me rocking and rolling again. All I want to do is just get out and love on people. And my thing is to, you know what, I've got a gift to share. None of my business what people do with that gift unless they want to run with it, because you just don't know who's looking for what we have. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Mate, I'm just gonna unmute everyone. They might like to say thanks. But once again, mate, I really appreciate you taking the time out and sharing your story. It's a whopper, and you got me excited, mate. And I actually want to be doing some more stuff with you, moving down the line. If I can support you in any way with your team or people that are looking into business, I'd love to be able to help you there.
Legend. Thanks.
Awesome.
Mate.
Cool.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Sonny.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Goodbye.
Thanks.
That's great.
See you later. Thanks very much.